being that we do like the radio recording here now, I'm gonna try and do like the one-on-one interviews with like some people out sitting out there since we already got the chairs and stuff. So
That
I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
hit up Hannon, I'm gonna hit up Dizzy, I'm gonna hit up
Oh yeah.
all those cats.
Yeah.
Ready?
All right, family. Happy New Year's, family. Welcome to another great episode of In Your City here on WNSB HOT 91, the soul of VA. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, award-winning entrepreneur. Yeah, I had to say y'all. Award-winning entrepreneur. That's right.
Had to bring his trophy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well
Hold on, I saw a little smudge.
He's been shining it all morning.
Well deserved.
Okay.
Well deserved.
Where was I? Oh yeah. You're joining with your favorite crew every Sundays. I'm Aaron Gavin again, and with me is Hustle Queen Miss Michelle Young.
Hey.
And shout out to our awesome producer, Mr. Cam Godley.
Question though, why doesn't the statue have shoes on?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It doesn't.
Anyway,
enough with the questions. Sir. Enough with asking questions. What is with you always asking questions? And we're gonna have Ciroc is not with us, but he's gonna call in a little later for his segment. But y'all, how was everybody? Everybody had a great Christmas?
It was wonderful, peaceful,
full
of food.
I know that's right.
And
I'm still
alcohol. Look.
I'm still trying to I should have been wearing my sweats during the holiday season. I'm like, it's having a hard time fitting in jeans right now.
You need your Christmas leggings.
That's true. But look, I'm so happy because this is my favorite time, really. This is my favorite holiday, New Year's Eve. Look, I hope y'all all stay safe out there and have a great time. But look, it's about that time to get ready for a new year. But before we do that, look, we gotta talk about some stuff, y'all. First thing I gotta bring up is actor Jonathan Majors. So we all saw the verdict of he was in a domestic case with his ex-wife, and he was found guilty on 2 misdemeanor charges of assault and harassment. Now, this doesn't mean he's going to serve major jail time, because there were 2 other allegations that was brought against him.
Pun intended. No pun intended. My bad, I couldn't.
You just couldn't. You just couldn't. but he's still, it's still a dent on his career, a dent on his brand. But I'll start with Michelle. What was your thoughts when you heard about the verdict?
Man, I am so tired of toxic relationships. I'm so tired of hearing about it. It's like people just they get into fights, both are fighting. There's evidence they're both fighting. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of people getting in fights and it's just exploited all over. And I don't know. I'm just sick of it. I think they both were fighting.
There's money in it.
There is money in it, but it's just it is one. I'm sorry to say, it is one-sided. I have to admit. In this case, it's a little one-sided, and they both fighting. People are fighting. All these stories are coming out, and it's both people fighting, and there is unfortunate, it's one side. There's one side.
What do you mean by it's one-sided?
Obviously, the focus is on what he did, but they both were fighting. They both fought, and I look.
Oh, she has a court date coming up too.
Yeah, well, she's not convicted yet, though.
Yeah, we
don't know it.
Yeah, she has a court, but
it's still out. It's still the jury is still out on what is going to happen with her. But obviously,
well, and it's one side because look at who's the more famous one in the relationship too.
Right.
And then on top of that, and I hate to always bring race into it, but it is kind of a talking point in this. It was an interracial relationship. His girlfriend was white, and throughout the whole case, he's now dating Megan Good. Who's black, and some people, not all people in the community, but they're like, all right, now he want to walk with us in the court case.
He wanted the white girl to be his Coretta Scott King.
My thing is to
literally when you tell
that's what he said.
That's what he said, and that's why
look his words.
And
That's
just for that, yes, he should be found guilty.
Absolutely.
Yes, he should.
Based on it, I mean, that was stupid, but I don't know. I look at her too, and I'm like, for me, I've dated all different races. And for me, I can never imagine myself putting my hands on a Black man. It's simply because if there's anything that were to come out of that situation, the cops here next door or whatever, they might hear us fighting and it might all be me. But if they call the police, I already know, like, you can't ignore what is, still racial issues in our country within the justice system. Like, we see it every day. So for me, if I'm dating a Black man, I'm not going to put my hands on you because I want to protect you.
Michelle, that's the most, like, nothing but respect for you for saying that, because I think too, there is a lot of individuals, Caucasian, that will say, you know what, I mean, like, they won't say what you just said. Yeah. Because that's the truth. That's the honest truth. I agree with you 100% as far as, like, I just can't stay in a toxic relationship, because really both of them are at fault, right? Even if he was defending himself, you still shouldn't put your hands on a female. I don't care if she's abusing, and it's tough because they're probably out there saying, Anthony, well, you haven't been in that situation. Look, you still can't put your hands on a female. You really can't.
Walk away.
Well, he in his case, he was running away.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I was about to say, I am so sad that Ciroc isn't here right now.
I know.
To give commentary on that man getting caught on 75 cameras around New York City and consistent.
Running
like, he pop out of one camera and he was beating the next one.
Can I just say, it was a perfect commercial.
Dave Chappelle-esque skit that I have seen since Dave Chappelle. Like, it was amazing.
Look, the man did it. The man did it and dressed dapper at the same time, because he looked like he was dressed like GQ. Like, he was running just with his. It looked like a rom-com scene. Like, no, I'm running to my love, my true love.
It's a mess though, but honestly, it brings up just a bigger, just an issue. Like, relationships are so publicized anyway. People put everything on social media, but it's like, if you're in these unhealthy relationships, if you feel the need to strike somebody that you're in a relationship with, get out of the relationship. Ooh. Like, why do you even want to have your peace disrupted to the point where you have to actually put your hands on another adult?
Well, and that's the whole toxic thing about it. And then too, it brings up the discussion, because when it's a domestic dispute going on between a man and woman, we're always going to be on the side of the female, right? Now, I brought up a little early before the show, Keke Palmer and her ex, right? He's now getting a restraining order against her, which we have more proof of him being violent against her. She has surveillance of in her house, getting strangled and pushed and all, whatnot, all the worst things. And now he's saying, well, she did the same thing to me, so I'm getting restrained. So it's like, okay, are you doing this just out of spite? Is this really true? Because there is such thing as females abusing the men. It's not a conversation talk, because men are, stronger,
they feel
bigger,
emasculated by that, by even admitting something like that.
It's not spoken. So maybe did that play a role in this case with Jonathan Major and his ex? But I think the big question is, y'all, is he gonna recover? Do you think he's gonna recover?
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's gonna miss out on them Disney checks.
Boy,
that's a hurt piece right there. That hurts. But other than that, yeah, I mean, he's a good actor. You know what I'm saying? So he'll find placements. This will blow over, especially because she's going to be convicted of stuff now. So now at this point, the only thing he's guilty of, he's not guilty of straight abuse. He's just guilty of, as Michelle is saying, being in a toxic relationship. That can happen to any of us at any time. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think people are going to give him a little bit of compassion when it comes, a little. It's probably going to take like a year or two for him, but he'll be fine. I don't think he'll be back in Marvel, obviously, but he'll be fine.
Think DC's going to give him a chance?
Probably. Okay. They're good for taking Marvel scraps. It's a fact.
I do think, though, from a business perspective, I think they should have waited till both court cases were settled before coming out and saying that. But obviously, we know the real reason why they didn't. Again, there's a lot of issues in this country.
I honestly don't
Disney,
even think it would matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter if she was guilty too. All it mattered to Disney
was somebody that represents them is
exactly.
Just with cuffs. I mean, it was. Which I mean, I can't. hate his PR team, well, his former PR team, because the first allegation that was brought against him, he was dropped by his management team as well as his PR firm. What the PR firm, you're supposed to be there to
protect you.
So that was a relationship meant to be broken.
They only want to represent people that are squeaky clean, and it's easy to worst PR team ever.
I mean, like literally. Yeah. So he was by himself. I mean, of course he had, probably had a new team, but it was sad. Everybody dropped him from there. It was only Disney that still stuck with him the longest. That was the only, high, job that he still had.
They made him, I can't remember who it was, but they made a mistake a few years ago by dropping someone. I think it was Johnny Depp, actually. When he was going through what he was
the
going
Pirates
through.
of the Caribbean, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they learned from that. Because a lot more details came out later.
Yep.
So they were like, you know what? Let's just see this thing through and make sure like he's not guilty of. And then when the guilty verdict came, they were ready.
Yeah.
You think they just made that statement?
Bro, that fax was ready, like terminated.
They were absolutely ready. So I mean, like we said, I mean, it's sad, but
it is. Right. But I mean, once again, y'all, the lesson learned out of this, just if y'all have some issues going on in your relationship, I mean, seek help. I will be a believer of, seek help, because obviously there has to be there's love in it that you want to make it work, but it's it's just hopefully, don't ever try, fighting is never going to be the cure.
No.
It's never going to be the cure.
Somebody going to put the hands on you, get out of it. If you feel like putting your hands on somebody, get out of it.
Exactly. Well, look, y'all, I think it's about that time. It's about that time. We're going to call our good friend, Mr. Ciroc Fox. Oh, my goodness. Look, I was really happy.
Let me know when we on air, nigga, so we don't
We're on air now. Now.
Well, shit, why didn't y'all say something?
See, I was happy when he wasn't here. Y'all just said, we gotta call him in. Every time I think I have a vacation from Ciroc, he always appears. Always.
All right. Hold on, folks. Here it goes.
My bad. We on air right now.
Yes.
It's time for
it go down in the field. It go down. It go down.
It's time for Ciroc. What you think?
Alrighty, you think you gotta be crazy and we don't talk about TDJ. Come on now. I'm not even gonna warm y'all up. I'm not even gonna give y'all the intro. We just gonna go in raw.
Oh.
Come on, y'all heard about all these TDJ accusations. It is insane. Now everything is being blanketed with allegedly, and everything has been like protected by the people reporting it. But you gotta admit, the story is mad interesting. TDJ being a power bottom got to be one of the most craziest accusations I have ever heard at the rap of 2023. When I started this year, I had a lot of things on my bingo card. A lot of things. But TDJ going to Diddy. Yo! It is insane, and I'd be crazy not to mention it. I'd be crazy not to bring up some of the questions that people have been asking me, so let's just go into it, and then I'll shut up because I'm on a phone with bad quality. In the middle of I can't say bum F nowhere. In the middle of...
Thank you.
Oh, hopefully y'all can hear me from Northern Virginia. Okay, here we go. TD Jakes is obviously being accused of showing up to a lot of Diddy's parties in the past, right? They say that they have a good connection, which we've all seen Diddy and TD Jakes taking pictures and hanging out during the daylight Christian hours. However, there's been times that people say that they see TD Jakes at Diddy's parties after midnight, taking it from the back. Now, I don't know if these are true or if not. That's not even what my Ciroc What You Think question is about today. My question is, how can Christianity come back from such a huge PR loss? We all know that one of the most successful businesses you can get into is a church. You get yourself a church you are in and get yourself some charisma. A church is going to be one of the most profitable businesses that you can get. And it's kind of being noticed by today's society. Everybody is kind of paying attention to all these pastors that's buying mansions, Rolls Royces, Bugattis, flights to expensive places like Dubai, drinking wine that's way better. I mean, not better, because that wine that Michelle brought was amazing, but more expensive than what she brought. And I don't know, man. I'm at a crossroad when it comes to Christianity, these mega churches and everything, and all the government passes that they get. And yet, time after time after time again, you get these people who, like Joe, what is it? That famous white pastor, Joel something.
Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen, him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got that pastor from Africa who ended up like, he had enough money to buy a part of a country. You got all these people who's banking off this money, and then their congregation is poor. Like, their congregation is scrapping together pennies to put in their tithes and offering. So today, to rock, what you think is modern day Christianity, is these mega churches, is it hurting our society or helping? Because this TD Jakes thing is wild. But we don't have enough evidence to just jump right into it and be like, okay, you know, he popping his boy bussy all over the internet. We don't know.
You can't say that. You can't say that, dog.
I said bussy, not the P word. We can't say bussy.
Okay. All right. I'm about to. Can we hang up now? Can we hang up now?
Do y'all think these mega churches and celebrity pastors, do y'all think they ruining, the image of Christianity, and is it ruining our community? And I would love to listen on how y'all feel about it.
It's so hard though, because like I'll just for TD Jakes alone, I mean, TD his career spans so long. Like, he's done so much without any ounce of controversy, right? So the fact that this came out from an unknown source, right? We really don't know. And now this is gonna be the question. Every picture that is with Diddy, are they now a suspect? In the whole, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be difficult. But TD's done so much. He has a following that is so loyal to him. They're already. I mean, I'm biased. I'm a TD Jakes fan. I'm innocent until proven guilty. Really, I don't think any of it is true. But they are mega pastors out there that has been banking off the weak. I will agree with that. And to me, yes, it has hurt the Christianity movement, because it's like, okay, you can't. People think you have to go to a mega church in order to receive the word. You can receive the message wherever. There's churches with very small followings or small congregations. You can get just as much powerful message from there than you do on a mega. It's not always with mega pastors, but I feel like it's like the new norm now. Like, the new norm is you to have like 2,000 or 3,000 members in your full church and above. And it's like,
because you make more money off of it.
Because you make more money off of it. But I mean, I don't think you should be criticizing like pastors for the sake of, okay, if I send a message and I speak with 25 people, and then those 25 share with another 25, and they share with another, and it continues to grow, and then I have a following of like 100,000. I mean, does that make me, especially if I dressing in jeans and something like that? Now, if you dressing flashy with some Balenciagas or some very expensive wear on the pulpit, it can be a little suspect. It can definitely be a little suspect, but I mean,
right.
I definitely have a loaded response.
Oh, bring it on,
because
Michelle.
y'all know my dad is a pastor and my parents are missionaries. I obviously.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that.
No.
I grew up singing. I wrote songs in the church. I was a worship leader. I had a whole.
Look at you now.
I got kicked out. But coming from my upbringing, the organized religion we see today, that's not even biblical. The church was, Jesus went out in the streets. He preached to people in the streets. He told his disciples, go out and spread the good news. They weren't having these organized $1 million churches where, people, obviously they talked about giving tithes and offerings, but it wasn't in an organized religion setting to the level of it being a business like it is now. And the focus a lot of times is on the business. Not to say they're not doing good things with some of that money, but we also have to realize that if you look at the Bible, really, even the disciples, they all were they all had issues.
Mm-hmm.
Murderers, they were committing adultery.
Mm-hmm.
They were setting people up and like stealing each other's wives. Like they were liars. They were cheaters. So I feel like we put pastors on such a pedestal, not to say that they don't have secret lives. There's a lot of pastors
They're
who
human.
had secret lives.
They're human. Yeah.
They are humans. And the problem is, like I've said to people over the years, is, if you're going to be in that type of a leadership position, you have to understand that, whatever is in the dark, just like the Bible says, it's going to come to light. And it's just going to come to light. Do I think that there's a possibility that he was engaged in some activities? I think it's a possibility, not because I think he, it's just always been this way. I think that everybody has struggles. Everybody has things that they try to keep quiet and they don't want people to know about, whether you're in the church, in the choir, or whether you sit at home and praise the Lord from your couch every Sunday. Like everybody has struggles. Obviously the truth eventually is going to come out, but I will say going to those type of parties, definitely, that's setting a temptation out for you.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's not, because I think, for one, people need to, I think they believe stuff too quickly when something comes out. It only takes but one person to say the craziest outlandish accusation, and then it's going to resurface on Twitter or wherever, and it's going to be like, oh, it might be some, because it's always going to be something to be a crap starter, basically, right? But again, we just don't know. I mean, his team has already denied it, the allegations, TD Jake's team. But it's difficult because, again, I could be very critical when it comes to mega pastors, because there are some flashy with the whole. It was one guy out in Louisiana that had multiple helicopters, or was asking his congregation for jets or something.
Yeah.
It's too much, man. It's too much.
But I will say about TD Jakes, my dad used to do jail ministry, and he actually shipped free workbooks and Bibles and everything on multiple occasions for my dad to take in. So even though, they do make a lot of money, they were giving a lot too for free. So, again, not everybody knows.
Look,
the full
this is
story.
so good, Sarah. We're gonna move this on to the podcast, man. We gotta move it on. But look, Sarah, we're gonna hit you back up for the. Oh no, we can
stay on it if you
got
time.
Does he have to stay on?
Y'all gotta hold up real quick. Hot 91 and everybody, I love y'all, but my phone at 13%. And I still got 2 more hours to go.
Oh well.
And I haven't finished Nicki Minaj's new album yet. So text me.
We got you, sir. We got
All
you.
right, boss, man. We truly appreciate it, man. Ciroc Fox, ladies and gentlemen. Ciroc Fox. Drive safe, boss. But look, it's about that time, y'all. For Miss Michelle, what do you have for us today?
So with us, obviously, it's New Year's Eve. So I want to do something a little bit different instead of just talking about them resolutions. Everybody here and on our team, we've had a big year. So I want to know, what do you feel was kind of like your proudest moment, your biggest accomplishment from from 2023? And then also, what is something that, you felt you learned, like a lesson that you learned this year, or, something that you had to grow in that area this year?
Biggest accomplishment.
he's holding a trophy.
It's not an Oscar, dog.
It's better than Oscar. It's better than Oscar. Honestly, 2023 has been a hell of a year. It's the year where I mean, in your city, really. I mean, WNSB, we started here this past March, on WNSB 91.1. So it was a huge dream come true, because for me, I've had a 5-year relationship with the station for years, working with my business. But now the fact that I've always felt like I was part of the family, but now to really be a part of the family, it's awesome. And then to do it with you guys, man, it's truly a blessing. Full package, another true blessing. Through Cam, our awesome producer, Michelle and myself, we build a relationship, and now it's like with so many added resources, and it's been a heck of a year, really, business wise too. Growth as a husband and as a businessman. It's been an awesome year. Can't complain at all.
So what would be something you would say that you had to learn kind of growth wise through this year?
Time management. Oh my God. I mean, well, that's always my thing that I want to continue to learn, just time management, because doing a lot, I feel like there was a year where I was extremely tired because it was a lot of stuff added to my plate, again, with the radio show now, and just doing a lot of stuff work wise, and then again continue to grow as a husband. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And then we, became a dog owner. So it's like having a kid of its own. So it's like, look, it was a lot. So I think that was the struggle throughout this year that I had to continue to grow. It's just time management, always making sure I, had to put stuff aside for my, for my family, and not always let business and work get ahead and get in the way and stuff. So
I love that. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, I mean, I was really able to grow hybrid productions into something that we set out to do from the start. Be a multifaceted production company. And I feel like we're really affecting lives out here. And that in itself is an accomplishment for me. My lesson learned is much like Arrington. Priority is key. Being able to figure out what is most important. This is business and personal life, you know, and make sure that you keep things where they should be, and make sure you make things or make time for the people that matter.
That's definitely a good one, because you never know. You never know. I would say, this year has been an epic year. And I mean, anybody close to me knows that it has been a roller coaster from the beginning of the year all the way screeching to the end, multiple car accidents, break-ins. Like it seems like, looking from the outside in, if I just listed all the major events of this year, probably an outsider would be like, all right, that's a lot of crazy, negative things that happened this year. But, sometimes I feel like a lot of negative things happen to you because you're really on to some really big things that are going to impact people's lives. And so the full package, obviously the competition, the songwriting competition that we're filming right now, all of you are part of that. And it's a dream come true. This time last year, did I know we would be here? Absolutely not. I would say, building something from the ground up has most definitely been humbling and fulfilling. And, I've learned a lot of lessons this year, a lot of difficult lessons of time management, boundaries, and also, recognizing people's impact on your life. Just like we were talking about the toxic relationships, you have to very quickly, when you're getting to a certain level of life and success, you have to very quickly identify if somebody is for you or against you. And there's no in between. And I say that to Nina all the time. I'm like, a person is either for us or against us. There's no in between, because that's how I am with other people. I'm for you, or if there's some shiesty stuff about you, I'm not, going to attack you or anything, but I'm just not going to be for you. I'm just going to do my own thing away from you. But, recognizing that and acting on it in confidence, but also in kindness and grace, that's been something I've had to learn as, a leader. All of us have to learn that as leaders. But most definitely, going into next year, I fully expect that we will all, all of our lives are going to change, in business, personal, anytime you develop in business, you're going to automatically have development personally. It goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
So, I just look forward to next year, continuing the show, building this show, and, having a peaceful personal life, hopefully. But what are some things you guys, see for next year?
We'll do that in the pod.
We'll
do
the
that.
We're running low on time.
Well, look, y'all. Look, thank you so much again for tuning in to In Your City here on WNSB HOT 91, the Soul of VA. Again, tune in every Sundays at 12 p.m. Look, we will see you next year. Happy New Year's, y'all.
Happy New Year.
Woo. All right, time podcast mode.
Let's do it.
Let's go, y'all. All right, so I gotta keep on talking about the whole mega pass thing. So my thing is, I've always been critical against mega pastors because I hate the flashiness. Now, there's so many different denominations within the church. You have Baptist now. Kojic is very known to being very flashy. I know a lot of Kojic, Church of God in Christ. For those who are saying, what is Kojic? No, they can be very flashy. They can be somewhat of the men are superior, the women are there. I was reading an article about some evangelical like conference. I forgot which organization it is, but they were basically saying there should not be like a female senior pastor of that church.
Yeah,
It was,
I've heard that.
I forgot which story I was reading, but I mean, certain stuff like that is like, okay, what's up? But you see a lot of guys, small congregations, but very flashy. That's why the cat in New Jersey that got caught up in the tax fraud thing. I mean, he was driving, Rolls Royce, wearing the $1,000 jewelry, and he had a congregation of like 50 people that did not have a lot of money. So how in the world where's the funds coming at, brother? But when you have high, major I guess a following and all these churches and all this stuff, I mean, it could be a bad look, but hey, it is a business. And I mean, if I was a pastor with a huge following, I want to get compensated too. At the end of the day, I want to get compensated. So
I don't think there's a problem with them getting compensated. I just think that, obviously, if you're going to take that compensation and do illegal things like the tax fraud, then obviously, obviously, if you're in that line of business, you're expected to give too, to give back to the community, not to say you shouldn't have nice car, jewelry, stuff like that, but also I feel equally that you should be giving back to the community. And maybe that's because of being a missionary's child. My parents, they gave about as much as they would get, they would get,
and they gave a lot of their, they gave a lot of their personal stuff, like out of their own pockets. And I think that's very important too, because mega pastors now, they partner up with other companies where they do give, but it's not coming out of their their pockets. But yeah, you got some interesting pastors out here. The gentleman I was trying to mention during the show, out of Louisiana, he asked for his congregation for like a jet of like $250,000. Somebody Copeland out in Texas, he's worth like Kenneth Copeland worth like over $700 million as a minister is crazy. So wild. He also asked his church for another jet. He has 4. So I don't know. Wow. Like Righteous Gemstone, if y'all ever checked out this show on HBO Max, Righteous Gemstone, it's a comedy with John Goodman from Roseanne. He plays like a mega pass. It's very funny. I'd recommend y'all check it out. But yeah, it's good. It'll be interesting. We'll see. We'll tune into more of the story with these allegations. I hope it's not true. But if it is true, it'll be hard. It'll be hard if it comes out as truth. But Diddy, it ain't looking good for you, brother. All your friends
they are turning against you left and right. They're singing like canaries.
Is power bottom not an oxymoron?
I don't want to respond to that. I low key, I've been eyeing these. I got these chocolate almonds. Anybody want some chocolate almonds?
It's just a question.
I'm hungry for a snack right now.
Just a question. I feel like you can't be the one in the power if you're in the bottom, but I don't know anything about that world, so I can't say for sure.
Are they really powerful if they're on the bottom?
Seems like a weaker position to me.
Hey.
But
you know what it sounds like to me, Cam?
He like to get a little.
It sounds like a lot of them like to get a little nasty sometimes. That's what they'll all sound like. They like to get a little nasty. Oh my gosh. Well, look, y'all. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring on some topics I wanted to bring up during the pod. So, y'all know the actress Cameron Diaz, right? Mask. That's the only movie I know her from. Oh, Charlie's Angels. She was on Charlie's Angels, I think.
The Mask is the first movie you thought of when you.
Yeah, she's in a lot of Christmas movies.
I'm not really a Cameron Diaz like. Oh, Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek.
Yeah, I know her probably more.
Come on now.
But anyway, so she had she had, I guess, quoted out publicly that married couples should normalize living in separate bedrooms and separate houses. Now, I know I'm the only one that's really married at this table, but I mean, you had some experience. You've been married. Yeah. Cam is still living a single life, but I mean, you were engaged. Could you imagine? Do you think that's like? I mean, what's your take on it?
When you first brought this up in post-production or pre-production, I was like, man, and then my immediate thought after, I was like, get that? I was like, yo, that it could be something. That is actually an amazing idea.
I think it's dope because it's no different. Again, well, 2 things. I think it's no different from, okay, you have the man cave, you have your sheep shed. In married relationships, they always say you always have to make time for yourself. You always have to have your own space. You shouldn't always be attached with each other. That's no.
right. It's not healthy.
No. So I mean, like my wife and I, we have 2 separate bathrooms. Now we sleep in the same room, but we have 2 separate bathrooms because she is like, you keep your bathroom dirty. I need my own bathroom. So yeah, we have 2 separate bathrooms. But I don't know. I guess it's like foreplay to the extreme in a sense, like,
it's like you never stop dating. I do feel like too that it would be, that's what they say, a successful marriage is you never stop dating. And I feel like it could, the separate house thing, I mean, if you got money like that, yeah. But obviously that's a bigger, to me, the bedroom one, I can understand that more, having different closets, you both got, bigger amount of space to put your clothes. And just in general, I think it could be fun. I think it could serve a purpose of being healthy in preventing codependence, because a lot of times I feel like relationships go south and toxic by, starting to be like that codependent, like almost like that addictive, like you can't stand to not be around them.
Yeah,
you don't need that. Like you still have to have that time for yourself, and maybe you're on different sleep schedules too. Like that would be nice.
Let me tell you something. So Shiera and I, we got 2 separate closets. We made 2 bedrooms into our own closets. So we got our own closets, we got our own bathrooms, and we do have different sleep styles. Shiera is a person that she can't stay up late at night. She goes to bed, at a certain time. I'm still up. So if I'm up and we're in the same room, she's like, can you like go in your room and finish washing that? I'm trying to go over there. So again, we know when we do have a larger home, man, I will always be there. So we know we enjoy it. Now, of course, when we were younger, we always wanted to be with each other and stuff that. But I mean, we see it as more, it builds the relationship because it builds trust for one.
Yeah.
2, we have our own group of friends where we hang out with, right? Sometimes we have a couple that we will hang with, and then we have people we just like to hang with individually and stuff. So I think she's onto something. I think she's really onto something,
I mean, my grandpa, I feel like a lot of the older generation did do stuff like that. They just didn't talk about it. But I remember, but it was usually also based on like a lot of snoring and stuff like that. Like grandpa.
You didn't have the Darth Vader mask back then. They said, "Oh no, you got to sleep outside or something. You got to go."
Rooms, but I don't know. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Anything that cultivates healthy independence within a healthy relationship, I'm all for it.
I know, especially after that radio show, we're talking about toxic relationships. So this is the untoxic right here. Maybe if Jonathan Major and his ex probably would live in separate homes, and maybe
ain't nothing was going.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried.
But yeah, no, like I was saying, I think it's dope. I think it's dope. Like
it could be
me being single for as long as I'm single. I've been single after my last run. I have acquired the need for a certain amount of me space.
Yeah.
So the thought of being like closed in is like a fake phobia of mine right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how I would fare in that type of situation. So the thought of being able to have a living situation where we all both had our own, that's a self for me.
I like it. Look, I'm gonna stay in the realm of relationships, y'all, because I saw this came across my feed. And I'm like, I'm gonna mention with them during the show. So, what do y'all think about the females proposing to a man?
It's not for me.
It wouldn't be me.
It's not for me.
I'm being honest. It wouldn't be me.
I'm
still a little bit. I'm getting ready to turn 40 next month, so my mind can't go there.
I just thought it was so funny because I'm the same way. I guess I was gonna try to play a little devil's advocate because I knew everybody was actually like, nah. But it's kind of a new thing. There, you see a lot of females do, get on one knee to that male and I don't know what to say. Like
the dude be crying, is what you're saying?
I think so. I think they get emotional. Now I don't know if they get emotional. Like, I'm so embarrassed. It's gonna be on. So how am I gonna tell the fellas this? So how'd you pop the question? Well, actually, she popped the question. Like, should you even is it the take of the knee thing, or is it just like, what if you just like handed him a ring and say, hey, look, would you marry with it? Still not the same.
I just want to do it. Like, unless it was a same sex relationship, then obviously that's different. Both women or both men, it doesn't matter. But I just can't picture.
I don't know, because
like
them same sex. Somebody played a dude, and
but I
some
would be
played
afraid to disrespect the man I'm with, because a
I
lot
might-
of
I
men
might get
I've
banned for
dated,
saying
I
that.
feel like would have felt disrespected by that. I think a lot of men that I've dated would have been like, "Hey,
You don't
like,
get your ass off the floor
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah, that's
Would
my
be
job.
response.
Like, I'm supposed to be the one if I'm gonna take care of you. If I'm your, if you're gonna be the husband, like a lot of men, I feel like would feel
that will really end
disrespected by that.
end the relationship, because I think they would probably take it as the most, like you said, the most disrespect. But it's like, could it be almost like the most respectful thing to say? Because she's basically saying, "Look, I'm fighting for you. I know you."
Maybe.
Hopefully, feel
I
safe,
wouldn't,
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
wouldn't feel disrespected, but I also feel like this is not how we're gonna do this.
Exactly.
you're
And it
just
wouldn't
gonna
be-
pick her up, grab the ring, and then
No.
you're gonna give them the actually. Can I get this to you like
we
in
gotta-
2 weeks?
Yeah, no.
I started thinking, like, if she had proposed to me, like, what? Because even she will always teach, like just she hands me my ring just if I'm looking for it. She like, I'm like, just get up, just give me the ring, just give me
But
the
don't
ring.
in general, women let you guys know, like, hey, I see a future with you long term. I see, we let a man know and be like, I foresee you being my future husband, having kids or whatever. That's almost in a way, that's the green light.
Well, we're
It's
men.
like,
Sometimes we don't recognize. Like, I'm pretty sure Sierra's based sometimes.
We know.
Shoot, then it's just me. Sometimes Sierra will make it something like,
Yeah.
all right.
So then it feels like you're in that case, if you say that and you're like letting the signal out there, years go by and there's still nothing. I don't know. To me, as a woman, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, I'm about to force his hand. I'm about to be like, oh, we about to get married. Well, about to, you about to marry me.
Then we just talk about toxic relationship. Why are you being so abusive? Like, look, we gonna get married. All
You
right,
gonna marry me. But I don't know. Maybe, I'm not quite as, I am still a little traditional on that side. I couldn't
that's
see
just one
myself doing
tradition
that.
you can't like.
No,
mess
I'll
up.
have separate bedrooms, but I want to make sure that this man that I'm marrying, I want to make sure that he's fully committed to taking care of me, just like I would be committed to taking care of him by accepting. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me.
When Kim find that special someone, I'm gonna just tell her, hey, look, do me a favor.
Don't do it.
Get on the knee and propose him, please.
It'll be sabotage.
Do not tell. See, that's what happens.
I know, right?
That's what happens.
Right.
Now you hurt your leg.
Immediate karma. Hope your knees broke.
It's okay. I'll still leave a winner. No, that is crazy. That's funny. Any more? You don't want to hear any more shits and giggles? Or we always still
That was shits and giggles. You cheated. We're supposed to be able to vote that shit down. Don't be trying to sneak no topics
I
in.
snuck it in. I snuck it in.
Hey yo, hey yo, what's happening? Happy New Year. What the hell? You need to relax over there, buddy.
Sorry. I didn't mean it that way, sir.
You ain't sneaking nothing in over here, guy. The fuck?
The wild boy.
Hey, you are definitely a wild boy.
I think that I really don't, because I don't have another really shits and giggles in all honesty.
I feel like we spoke about a few things in the in pre-pro.
Let's see. Okay. Talk about Taraji P. Henson. She broke down during a interview. Had a press tour for Color Purple, and she was actually talking with Gayle King. And Gayle King brought up that you had at once said that you were thinking about quitting acting, and then Taraji P. Henson started busting out crying, saying that I'm just so tired of working so hard and making little sense. The math ain't mathing. And it is
she's such a queen.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Taraji's
so
graceful. I love that woman.
It's the God honest truth. Like, Taraji said she did not get a raise since there was a movie she did called Proud Mary in 2018. Now, I didn't see the film. It was like a action film where she almost played like a black Shaft in a sense, like a female Shaft. But she said I haven't seen a raise since that day. But I think the only person that really gave her a great salary was, I think, Tyler Perry. She said Tyler Perry gave me a huge amount of money for one film, and I mean, I knew he was something special for the community, especially in Hollywood. And since then, Keke Palmer says she's thought about quitting acting because she also didn't get paid a lot in act. But Keke Palmer's an entertainer; she can find other avenues too. But it still sucks because they should be paid a rightful percentage. But that's just the world we live in, which sucks because I feel like females are the smartest human beings on this earth. A lot. I mean, even when it comes to higher up managerial positions, like females have the mindset that can really help a business, but they don't show that on paper. They don't show that on salary. And I want to ask Michelle, because you're the hustle queen, right? Why do you think that women are not making their fair share?
I think it just goes back to, systematic issues in our country. I mean, obviously, we know that, not only do women make less than men, but we also know that, minorities make less than, white individuals. So we have to look at, it's a whole collective problem that has never been solved. Yeah, there's laws put in place, but hard to prove.
Yeah.
Hard to hold people accountable. From my perspective, that's why I'm a business owner. Because if I have my own businesses, then to an extent, you're naming your price. You're setting your worth to what it should be, and building that over time based on the effort you're putting into it and the quality of work that you're giving. But I find it disgusting that that any woman or Black, Hispanic, I find it disgusting. I think that there should be that. I really wish that there was change in our society in those ways. Hopefully as over time things will change, with the right people who get in more powerful positions. But as of right now, it makes me sad to hear that, to the level of acting, and just to know that you're paid so much less. It's a very big slap in the face, and it makes me sad for her, and I can understand why they want to quit. I can understand. It makes me want to advocate for them to create their own acting agencies, almost like a union. Seriously, create your own acting union.
Well, and that's the thing. That whole Hollywood strike was for writers and actors.
Yep.
So it's like that whole thing for more wages was the whole. Now they had since they ended the strike, so obviously they had some kind of agreement. But I mean, as you see, it didn't work out too well because she's still fighting for higher wages now, and I know she probably won't, but I wish she can give us. She did mention a number of what she gets paid.
I have the clip.
Oh.
If you all want to hear
it,
yeah. Context. Yeah, let's go.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Yeah. I'll have to. The math ain't mathing. Here to just.
Well, that was part of it. I thought it was a little more, but that was the gist of what she was saying.
And you can hear it in her voice. You can hear it in her voice. Like, this is really serious. And again, I mean, these are people that I'm pretty sure. I mean, we know how production goes for just the full package, right? Now, just imagine for a full length movie or even a TV series. I was listening to an old interview of Erica Alexander, who played Max in Living Singles, and she said, "Look, we did 2 episodes in one day. We rehearsed 2 in one day." And I'm like,
and Taraji, one of the jewels we've had as Black actors in the past 15 to 20 years, is considering quitting. Because of pay.
And when she leaves, because she's so well respected, it's gonna be a lot of others that'll be I'm right behind.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm more focused on the fact that she's been a staple in Black cinema for if we think about it, you go all the way back to Baby Boy, through all the Kevin Hart movies she's done.
True.
Tyler Perry. She's been a fucking staple.
Empire. I mean, we can't forget how Empire, Hustle and Flow.
If she quits, how much amazing art we're going, and selfishly speaking, we're going to miss out on going forward because they're not paying her what she even close to what she feels she's worth.
I think it's very important for the male actors, the successful ones too. I think they should start speaking more. Absolutely, because tons of women can continue to advocate, and they've already have been doing it. Obviously, it's not, it's not going to be, because who's in charge are men when it comes to Hollywood. So let Brad Pitt needs to advocate, because he worked alongside with Benjamin Button, Denzel, Will still has, Will needs to, he needs to slap some more people and try and knock some sense into him, maybe. But y'all like that. I try. I really do.
But you're right. You're right. Just, this is such a deeper conversation, but you're right. It's always the people who are less affected by it are usually the most silent. And that comes with sexism, racism. It's always the most quiet. And that's the problem. That is the problem. And that's why, there's a responsibility and accountability that comes to that. If you have any type of privilege over another person or group of people, like, you have a responsibility before you leave this earth, because you're held accountable to that. Go back to the religion talk.
Go back.
You are held
about
accountable.
this.
I'm just saying, like, there's an accountability. Like, you want to, are you just all about yourself while you're here on this earth? Or are you not? Even with the full package, the fact that Nina and I are both, women directors.
Shout out to Nina Simone.
And love Nina. And, it's her and I've had conversations. I'm like, hey, this is not going to be an easy journey. It's not going to be an easy journey for what we're doing, because it's uncommon, for the type of show that we're doing and who we are as individuals. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle. I'm for it, because I know that, I constantly, every day, I want to fight for other people to, have more rights than what they have. And so I do feel like, and us doing what we're doing, that, it's good karma.
Yeah.
You get what you give. But, I just feel like you got to always be aware of, other people around you, and like her, like, if there's male actors around, why are they not saying something? Why? Because you like that paycheck and you're comfortable. And if you say something, then people are going to look at you in Hollywood as, now you're being difficult to work with.
Yeah, because it's almost like, okay. And again, I just name, Brad Pitt and Denzel, just because there's some just very popular actors. But it's like, what do you have to lose? Like, you guys have been doing it for a long time. Your money is very much already stable. What's gonna really affect? Because it is a thing. The more quiet you are, the more it's like you are a part of the problem.
Yep.
And
y'all really think it'll make a difference?
It will help. Because here's the thing. I look at it like this, and this is probably two separate things. And I, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when George Floyd occurred, it brought up more attention the amount of diversity and the amount of white people that you saw marching alongside with black. Seriously, that was, you saw it in Europe. You saw it. That was the first thing that caught people's attention, was like, whoa, this is not just black people. Look how diverse it is. Everybody sees something wrong with this, of all ages. So I really think that in this situation, if women can we're always going to say, hey, look, I deserve this, I deserve that. But it's just like in the WNBA. The women in the WNBA, they can't continue to fight for themselves. It's like fraction of the pay.
You really think that Brad Pitt is going to be willing to put his career on the line?
I'm saying he should. I'm saying he should. Brad Pitt, shoot, he has black kids. They're all adopted, but he has kids of his own. His daughters just became an AKA out of Spelman.
I just feel like we're putting the onus on the wrong people.
But then who? But I'm saying who?
The powers that be.
Who?
Whoever,
like Tyler Perry?
Whoever is creating this salary structure.
But they're the ones that's not doing it. That's the whole issue.
I get advocacy and all that good stuff, but that only goes but so far. The pressure needs to be put up top.
You're saying they'll always find somebody else willing to accept.
Absolutely. So like the pressure gets put on by us, the consumers.
Yeah, that's true.
But again though, if Brad or Denzel, I'm just saying their fan base, if they see it, I'm just saying Taraji fans, can start watching it, but okay.
I just don't think I don't want to swing, like, if they choose within,
and that's why I brought them up.
If they choose within their own personal feelings that they want to speak up, then cool. But I don't put the onus on them. I put the onus on the people that actually can affect this. The people that created this system. The people that created the reason why they were just on strike. These two things aren't separate items. They're not separate issues. They're
the exact same.
They're very, very closely linked. So until that gets figured out, she's going to be going through the same struggle as she spoke to, that she cried about, that she said she even in mentoring, she's sad for the people, the women that follow her. It's just going to be a revolving fucking door.
Then in this case, should she quit is the question. I mean, should she just quit?
I feel like even though she's not being paid her worth, she's made a very good amount of money off of the movie she's been in. Unfortunately, it hasn't been to the tune of what she deserves. But I guess my question at this point, if she quits, is she just retiring and that's it? Like, and that would be,
and that's the thing. What will be next for her? Like, directing. I mean, she still will be in the realm of entertainment. So
just go to another place where she's going to be underpaid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just speaking. What's next for?
I think if there is
Waffle House. Hey, Waffle House hiring. You want to try?
I think there is no next. I think she just fades out to the sunset. Is what I'm getting from what she's saying. I don't think she'll be a part of the Hollywood scene anymore.
You know what is really sad though, and this is really going to step on toes. What is one area of entertainment that women will be paid the most?
Stripping.
The
sex industry.
Sure.
We are always valued when we take our clothes off. Always.
That is
that's.
But then we put our clothes on and act to do anything else.
The porn industry is, if not the most lucrative, is one of the most lucrative businesses in the world.
And then we judge and wonder why women do that. But that's when we're most valued in this society.
That's deep, Michelle.
And they're always very judge of why do you do it's like, why do you do this line of work? Well, what else?
Yeah,
wow.
I mean,
because why Arrington? Because people like to
get a little nasty sometimes, a little nasty.
They do, but I mean, even in stuff that I've posted, pictures of my tattoos and stuff, and I've had people, call me a whore and assume I'm, doing OnlyFans and stuff like that, just because I like to show my tattoos off, or I'm confident in who I am.
By the way, there's nothing wrong with OnLifans.
There is nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with it at all. I just simply say that people
up there cooking stuff, they're doing
they doing their thing. Stuff up there. They making money. Something. They making their money, and guess what? It's people love it, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
I'm just simply saying, as a woman, I know that I could walk away from my businesses today, go into adult and entertainment, and I would be a millionaire within a year. I know that. Versus what I'm doing things where I have to work, practically 12, 13, 14 hours a day, with multiple businesses, dealing with stress, breaking out in hives. I have to do things from the ground up. Although I obviously can admit, I have more privilege than others, and I want to give back to other people because of that. But I'm not going to lie and say that I wouldn't be further ahead if I just took my clothes off. Sad, but it's true.
Well,
very, very compelling point you just made.
It really, and it's nothing but the truth, because I mean, what do they always say? Like the wrong stuff always, like, controversy always makes money. Something that's completely wrong is always going to be the bread. I was listening to a guy that was y'all know how much I'm big on politics, so there was this journalist that speaks more on the progressive side, and he said, man, if I was a conservative right now, say myself, I'll be a millionaire right now, because I mean, he was just saying, if he as much stuff that he puts into his worth with now, he works independent. It's a grassroots company that he has, and he said, man, if I was on the other side, I'll be making so much more. But it's the wrong. It's like to his side, it's the complete wrong that I'll be making money. I'll be making money off of lying to the weak. I'll be making money off of taking advantage of people in need. And I mean, it's just not right. But that is, Michelle always throwing out them last minute bars now. God damn, I need to get a tissue. God damn, I need a drink now to that. Shit.
We're gonna take a shot.
I was so happy about this award. This doesn't matter anymore.
We are proud of you for that award.
This is your award just as much as it is mine.
All right.
But in all reality, Aaron T, you work really hard. Cam, Alvin, Ciroc, you all work very, very hard. And to see you guys be recognized, I love that, because that's how it should be. Because you're right there working, 8 to faint every day, promoting not only yourselves but other people and their careers. And going into next year, that's where I feel like you get the most back out of, when you really, you got to build yourself up, but look to build other people. Look around and see who needs opportunities and once their life changed.
Before we leave this discussion, one more thing I'll throw in. Do you think that powerful women should be more supportive in Taraji? Do you think that will help? Because I just literally thought of Oprah right now, because when they were doing the Color Purple thing, I'm like, Oprah, Bezos' ex-wife she's the richest woman as of right now in the world. So do you think more powerful women should speak up, or either start their own? I don't know.
But let me ask you this: when you're talking about, on a racism side of it, do you think if more powerful Black people speak up is going to help, or do you think if there's all the other cultures step forward who are powerful and say we're sick of this?
I think whoever has the powers can speak up. Whoever has the absolute, the most power
at every level, though, from the person who has no power all the way up. We all need to speak up at every level. It takes all of us. So it don't matter if it's how rich or powerful they are. We all have to be a voice. But even like Cam said, at the end of the day, even speaking up, is that really going to change these directors and the corrupt system? I don't know. It depends. Maybe if all of us boycott and are refusing to watch
refuse to watch streaming services and stuff.
Hard. That's hard.
It worked easy in hand for Dave Chappelle. Now, don't watch my show on Netflix, because that was pretty much the first boycott that literally worked. He said, "Hey, look, don't watch my show because I have no ownership." And then all of a sudden, he got pretty much ownership of his name and of his show. So that was the only story I could think of, was that it worked. Yeah. But again, he was a male, and it was a different situation. It was for one of his shows where obviously he's doing so much great stuff, and they see how much money he has brought to Netflix. So different scenario, but we will see. I hope Taraji doesn't retire, because again,
I hope not too.
She's a gem, so I hope she doesn't. But fam, I think that's all. What y'all gonna do for New Year's? What y'all doing? Y'all gonna get turned?
Relax at home.
Boring.
Have some drinks. Have some chocolate espresso martinis.
Yuck. Okay. What about you, Cam?
Same.
You got some chocolate martinis as well, too?
No chocolate martinis.
Chocolate espresso martinis.
But yeah, I'm just chill home.
Oh, these are delicious. These are so good.
Maybe I'll make some coquito.
Ooh,
okay. I don't know what he just said, but it sounds good. What was that?
It's like a Puerto Rican eggnog type of deal.
Okay.
Another comforting drink.
Okay. I'm definitely enjoy some beverages. I'm enjoy some good stuff. The wife and I, we gonna hang around in town center. We gonna catch the guy Tori's coming to the Funny Bone, so we're gonna catch him later this evening. Shout out to Fat Tuesdays. That's great.
Did we shout out Bodacious yet?
Oh no! Shout out to Bodacious, Hampton Roads' own. Cam and I and Albert, we all saw him not too long ago, and he put on a great show.
Master of the Room.
Killed it. It was such a great time. And again, he's from Norfolk, and he's very well known. He tours regularly with D.L. Hughley. He does a lot of tours with him. And just sharp dude. Bo last name Dash, I think is his Instagram handle. So
Bo last name,
my bad. Bo last name is social media. So please follow him. Support. Y'all gotta support y'all artists out here. Artists in music, artists in entertainment, comedy, and just in media. Y'all need to continue to support, because they're doing great things. They're representing the area very well, and very great too. So yeah, man. So all right, y'all have a happy New Year's. We'll see y'all next year. Thank you so much for tuning in to In Your City. All right. Chocolate martini espresso time. Let's go.